Alright, it's been a few days since I last made a lesson. Welcome to the first lesson of Year 5. And the problems only get harder, guys. Doesn't get easier, it gets harder, but the really good thing is, one of the things I like about maths is the problem solving. And I have to say, before I kind of I didn't enjoy as much, but ever since practicing in the holidays and just thinking, I don't know, like I've really come to love maths. Like I used to like it, but now I really love it, and it's quite amazing actually. And the problem solving that you learn in maths, you can actually take with you in life. Okay? So it's very important you master these skills. So let's do the first problem together, and then once we do that, I'm going to give you a problem, and then you need to do that for homework, okay, until the next lesson. Alright, let's begin. Number 1, Alice and Zhengzhe and Joe, should be Joe, and Joe scored a total of 228 marks in an IQ critical thinking test. Alice scored 21 more marks than Joe. Zhengzhe scored 18 more marks than Alice. How many marks did Joe score? Alright. Let's underline what we need to find out. We need to find out how many marks Joe scored. We know that these three scored a total, of 228 marks in this test. Okay? We know that Alice scored 21 more marks than Joe. Zhengzhe scored 18 more marks than Alice. How many marks did Joe score? Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write Joe here. Now we need to find out how much Joe scored. I'm going to draw this bar to represent how much Joe scored, okay? But since we don't know how much he scored, what I'm going to put here is a question mark, okay? Because we don't have that information. Alright, next person. It says Alice scored 21 more marks than Joe. So I'm going to write Alice here. Now we know that Alice scored 21 more marks than Joe, so let's draw a bar here. Now this bar is the same length as Joe, okay? So that means whatever Joe scored, Alice scored. However, because she scored 21 more marks than Joe, I'm going to draw a small bar here as well. And now I'm going to write 21. So basically what it means is, let's say for example Joe had 15, then Alice would have here 15 but plus 21 because she has 21 more marks than Joe. Okay? Now Zhengzhe. It says she scored 18 more marks than Alice. Now we know that Alice has scored what Joe scored, but 21 more. So I'm going to draw a bar here. So whatever Alice has, Zhengzhe has here. And she scored 18 more marks than Alice. But if you think about it, Alice scored... So not if you think about it, but if you read the question, we know that Alice scored 21 more marks than Joe. So I need to write 21 here. And because she scored 18 more marks than Alice, I need to draw another bar here. And this will be 18. Okay? Now it says altogether they scored a total of 228 marks. So if we add Joe, Alice and Zhengzhe, altogether their marks total 228. Okay? Alright. Now, we know this is a bar, okay? But I'm going to call this a unit. So I'm going to write 1 unit. If this is 1 unit, then this is another unit. Okay? And this is another unit. Now watch what I do. I'm going to solve and then I'll explain what I do, okay? 1 unit plus 1 unit plus 1 unit is 3 units. So, let's write it here. 3 units equals to 228. Take away 21 21 and 18. Now what did I do? Well, we want to find out Joe, right? But if we find out these three first, because they all have the same marks, remember, only Alice has more and Zhengzhe has more, but they all have the same initial marks. If we find these three and then we divide it by 3, that means we can find out how much Joe had, okay? Now at first this looks complicated. 228 take away 21, take away 21, take away 18. I can write this as 228 take away. Okay? But adding these three up, it will be much easier. So you can either do it this way, which would be correct, or this way. And then you just solve as a bracket. Okay? 21 plus 21 is 42. 42 plus 8 is 50, plus 10 is 60. So this would be 228 take away 60. Okay? Eight take away 0 is 8. 2 take away 6, because the top is smaller than the bottom, we need to trade. So, borrow from the 100. 12 take away 6 is 6. 100 take away 0 is 1. So the answer is 168. So we know that 3 units equals 168. So this bar, and this bar all together equal 368. We got that from subtracting 228 from 21, 21 and 18. Now if we want to find out how much Joe has, because his is 1 unit, remember? We divide 168 by 3. It's like you have 9 cookies. Okay, and you have 3 people. If you want to find out how much each person should get, obviously you do 9 divided by 3, right? So the same principle here, the same idea. Let me rub that out. Alright. And I'm going to rewrite this as this. Okay, and we can do short division. 3 goes into 1 0 times. So this becomes 16. 3 into 16 is 5, because 3 times 5 is 15. A 1 goes here. 3 into 18, that's 6. Now we know that 1 unit equals 56. So that means this is 56. This is 56 plus 21 for Alice's total mark. And this is 56 plus 21 plus 18 for Zhengzhe's total mark. Okay? But because the question is asking you for how many marks Joe scored, so the answer we would write is therefore Joe scored 56 marks. Okay? Now don't worry if you find these questions hard, because you will find as you practice them more, you will start to become better. What I would do actually is right now, since you've seen me work it out, I want you to go back and rewind the video, go back to the beginning, and try to do it as if you worked it out yourself. Okay, then you double check it with my working out. That's the only way you're going to get better, guys. But also understand why I subtracted, why I divided as well. Okay? Here's the problem you need to do. Alright, the question is, there were 86 customers in a Chinese restaurant. 60 of them ordered fried rice and 52 of them ordered seafood soup. Okay? 36 of them ordered both fried rice and seafood soup. So that means they ordered both, like they ate both of them pretty much. The question is asking you, how many customers did not order fried rice or seafood soup? Now this question has multiple steps. When I say multiple steps, I mean more than one step. What I would encourage you to do is draw your working out. Solve each part of the problem one by one. Okay? I can't explain that further because I'll be giving away the answer, but break up the problem, find each section first, draw it out, and that will really help your understanding. Okay, but you need to try, because if you don't try, then you won't get better. Okay, all the best and catch you guys soon. Good luck.